Hi, pile number one. So let's jump into your year of 2026. You do have these two messages coming out for you. So you have cassette and not today. I do feel like in 2026, you're going to feel empowered to release things that no longer serve you, release connections that no longer serve you, release maybe habits or old routines that no longer serve you, environments, or maybe even your method of life, how you've been going about life. You're getting fed up and you're making a lot of changes in 2026. There could be some changes that you want to make in during this year or even towards the end of this year that you may I don't know, I just see you being a little bit more passive and not taking action. So there could be a reason for that. It may just need to, there could be something like divine timing working against you where you're wanting to make changes. You know that you're already done and fed up with certain situations, but you just don't have an out yet, or you may not know what method of action to take. In 2026, you will be getting very clear on your life and where you're wanting to go moving forward. And it's going to be really easy for you to release a lot of things that are outdated in your life. Okay, so this could be your way of thinking. This could be your perception. Your mindset could be changing for the better. I do feel like there's certain connections that have overstayed their welcome, and you will be releasing these people, these connections, and these environments in 2026. So if you feel like you're not having forward movement, like you have a lack of progress and you're finding it hard to remove certain obstacles out of your life, 2026 will be very clear for you and you'll be very intentional of doing just that. There's things here that you could have already checked out from, but you just didn't make movement yet. You will be doing that in 2026, okay? So I do also get this energy of you getting back to your true self. There is something about like nostalgia. I was thinking of like holidays for you. I feel like the holidays will be very important for you in 2026. Even your birthday will be very important to you. I see you really planning ahead and being very organized to where you can have a little bit more fun. So I see you doing like things from your childhood or there's certain things from your past that you used to do that used to be a lot of fun. It seems like you got serious in life and you just kind of push fun out the way, but you are getting back to a very fun and nostalgic place where you'll be revisiting really positive habits or interests and making it a part of your routine. So there's a lot of fun for you to have in 2026, but the major theme here are endings. You're closing out certain cycles and certain chapters and you're moving forward with some fresh energy, okay? All right, let's see what else comes out for you here. So anything that's just been delayed to end, maybe someone's really holding on to you very tightly, even though you already know it's over, you will have the confidence and also the attitude to clear that out in 2026. So certain people who are in your life right now won't be in your life by the end of 2026. And these are people who have hindered you, okay? So not positive connections, but more so lackluster, unfulfilling, and maybe imbalanced connections in your life. What else can you tell me for pile number one? Tell me about 2026. Anything that you procrastinated with this year, you will be on top of it next year. I see you being the type of person that, January 1st, they make their goals of the year and they actually get to work in January. So that's what I'm seeing about you. If you feel like you were delayed this year, you weren't prepared or organized, you'll be much more prepared and organized in 2026. All right, what else can you tell me for pile number one for next year? Give me some messages. We have man here. Compass. Butterfly. And we have child. Okay, interesting. I'm starting to think that this may be, okay, I'll talk about it when we get there. Yeah, interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. All right, so starting off with this man card. Now, if you consider yourself to be a masculine, you could be adopting the energy of the torch. With this energy of the torch, you are turning some type of darkness into light. I do see a lot of healing for you, my masculine, in 2026. You could be having a very revolutionary time. You're making a lot of shocking progress in 2026. You're going to have more courage, or you're going to be just more confident overall to get things done. You'll be fully engaged with your projects or your goals. You're going to be forging ahead or having incredible momentum or making a lot of progress. You could be freeing yourself from some type of engagement or connection or contract or even environment to go to where something is just more fulfilling for you. You'll be standing up for the truth. You could be getting justice in a situation that has long gone on, and you're going to be free from that energy as well. Now, if you are feminine watching, there's a very significant masculine here who's going to come through like a torch and kind of aid you in you moving forward, or even realizing your worth and being able to move past old connections, old environments. This person could be inspiring you to be very confident in your goals. They could help you to have momentum or have more progress in your life. They could be helping you through getting fairness or equality in your pursuits. Okay, so there's some type of significant man here, or this is you. We have the compass here. This talks about, self discovery, also following your life path, seeking truth, changing your direction, finding your way, knowing where you're going. So having much more clarity in 2026 than you had in 2025. This could have been a very confusing year for you, but what I see is that you're going to know exactly where you need to be and where you're going and how to achieve that in 2026. You're going to be making plans, or you're just going to be someone who's a planner. You plan ahead, you're organized, you have a schedule, you have a routine. You feel like you have your life in order because you're actively making plans ahead. We also have butterfly here. So there's a lot of energy of like self discovery and transformation, tower energy, shocking progress. With that butterfly card, it talks about you going through a metamorphosis. It's telling you to be open and to embrace change and be very adaptable with all of these changes. You'll be cleaning house and you'll be making a lot of changes, but the universe is also bringing changes towards you that are meant to empower you, that are meant to help you move forward. So it's best for you to go with the flow and not resist change. There's something about the evolution of your soul, or rising up from the ashes, rising up from chaos, being inspired once again. So feeling very inspired, feeling creative, feeling self like you can express yourself clearly, and reinventing yourself as well. So just you can expect that you're going to make so much more progress in 2026 versus maybe what you experienced this year, which is really nice. And then we have the child here, and this goes back to you just being super nostalgic and doing things that brought you a lot of happiness as a child. So there's a new beginning here, or you're in the beginning of a very beautiful chapter for you. You have innocence about yourself. So I feel like this comes from maybe having forgiveness for things that happened in your past and letting go of grudges to move forward with new innocence, which just means that you're ready for change, or you're going to go with the flow. You have this naiveness that doesn't make you dumb or lack of experience. It's more so you have more hope. You have optimism about your future versus being jaded. Okay, so that's really good. There's brand new things coming into your life. So I could see you probably getting a new car, or you could be moving into a new home. You could be in a new environment. There's a new job coming up for you next year as well. You definitely will be leaning into your creative side. You could be more spontaneous, a little bit more carefree, not feeling so restricted by anxiety. So I don't know if you definitely struggled with some anxiety this year and being unsure of yourself. You're not going to feel like that next year. You'll have a fresh new perspective. And yeah, that's what we have here. Now, if someone is going to be getting pregnant next year, if that's something that you really want for yourself, you could possibly have a baby girl, okay, with this card coming out. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the tarot and see what else you can expect of next year, 2026, for pile number one. Give me some messages for pile number one. How is next year going to be for pile number one? What can they expect to experience in the year 2026? All right, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Moon. The Tower. And we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, let's move this over. Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I definitely feel that you're going to be standing up for yourself way more in 2026. And from your confidence, you are going to defeat people who bring you bad vibes or try to bring you down. Okay, so you are standing up for yourself. You could be setting more boundaries. You also are doing what maybe others are judging you that you can't complete. I feel like you have people around you who say that they support you, but when you tell them your dreams and goals, they kind of shy away from, giving you courage or supporting you in certain ways. And I feel like you're going to set more boundaries towards everyone in 2026 that allows for you to move with way more confidence. There's something about your environment and how it's not very supportive, like maybe your family, maybe your work life, maybe even friends are just not supportive. Maybe even the people that you dated romantically just weren't the most supportive. You're empowering yourself and saying, listen, I don't care whether you support me or not. I'm going to do it because I feel like I can. And from that, you're going to gain a lot more respect, especially with that King of Pentacles. I see you being very admired or well respected for your efforts, for your achievements in 2026. Also, what you're able to do with your career, business, or even your finances. I feel like a lot of people are going to admire you or feel inspired by you or even just respect your hustle, how you go about things, how you're able to get things done, how you're on top of your game, how you are able to bring in a large income. So there's something really revolutionary coming from the Tower to the King of Pentacles that you're going to be able to create for yourself. In the beginning of the year, we do have the Five of Wands, and I do feel like you feel very conflicted in certain spaces. Also, there's something about your social life, like maybe the people that you have known to be your friends, or maybe just people that you hang out with regularly. Their mindsets kind of clash with yours. They could be kind of Debbie Downers. They could have this jaded attitude. They don't speak belief over their life or themselves, and they also are not very supportive. So from that, in the beginning of the year, you're just kind of telling yourself, I can't do this anymore. I can't surround myself with people like this. I can't be in this certain friend group. I don't want to be in these spaces where no one thinks that they can achieve more or everybody's always complaining. So there's something here. It's not a big deal, especially with the Five of Wands can be very like pettiness, but that also could irritate you how petty maybe or trivial certain people's problems that they bring to you. It's like there's more important shit to be worried about in life. And you also are just not the most positive person. So I see you just being kind of annoyed by certain environments and you're going to be removing yourself from them finally, okay? With the moon here as well, you could also see that a lot of your insecurities or your lack of confidence or even your doubts or your worries were not your own to carry. It was rubbing off of you from a certain environment or situation. So once you're able to get away from these people or these situations or this certain environment or even a connection, you will see that your confidence comes back or that you feel very powerful, you know, especially with that Tower. All right, let's see what's going on here with the Five of Wands. Tell me about the Five of Wands for pile number one. Mountain. Okay, and then tell me about the Moon. Bed. Okay, exactly that. Your luck starts to happen once you are ready to remove yourself from some type of Debbie Downer type of situation. I don't know who these people are. Again, you have new things coming towards you. So maybe you're just waiting for the right opportunity to be able to distance yourself. Like if you live with a roommate or if you live with family or you live with someone, maybe this person is just always brings you down. They seem to not empower their own selves in their life. They don't know how to look at the brighter side, see the light at the end of the tunnel. They could be a big complainer. I don't know, but it feels like because you were in bed or there's some type of intimacy or closeness that you have in proximity to these people, this is why a lot of the negativity was rubbing off on you, especially with the Mountain card here. It feels like someone is always coming with some type of trivial obstacle or challenge, and it gives a lot of complaining. I just hear a lot of complaining right now. Hold on, where is my deck that I want to use? All right, so tell me about the Five of Wands. I keep hearing like judgmental, negative Nancy. Like, who is this? All right, tell me about the Five of Wands. Ace of Cups. Ooh. Okay, you're either bringing like something super exciting to the table, you're telling someone about the Ace of Cups. So this could be a new passion or hobby of yours. This could be a new job that you love. Maybe this is a new person coming into your life that you're really excited to get to know and you're having feelings for them. When you bring it to this person or this said group, they're going to complain. It's almost like you're bringing someone great news and then they're picking it apart. Any negative thought, they're sharing it with you. It's just super annoying. It's like, this is something I'm super excited about. It makes me happy. This is kind of fulfilling me. And whoever you're bringing this to, they just kind of try to talk about all the obstacles that you could face possibly with that situation. It's super annoying. All right. So I feel like from this conversation or in the beginning of the year, you're going to have some type of blessing here that you're going to share. It's going to be those certain people or that environment that's going to pick it apart, that's going to allow you to realize that you've come to the end of this connection. I don't need to be around people like that. There's no reason for you to be picking apart something that's very positive for me. There, and it almost feels like with the Ace of Cups, it's the very beginning stages of whatever this is. You just started a new hobby. You just met a new person that wants to date you romantically. You just got a new friend. You just, got a new job. It's very beginning stages and someone's already picking it apart. So I feel like you'll be distancing yourself from this person or this situation. It does feel like a feminine energy, like it could be maternal, like a mom or a sibling, but it does feel like a feminine energy here that feels kind of entitled to pick whatever this is that you're bringing to them apart. And I see you distancing yourself from them. All right, what else can you tell me here? Yeah, Knight of Swords. Okay, so with that Knight of Swords, this has gone on way too long, but it's not something that you can't fix in 2026. So I see you actually taking swift action. It could be because you're so detached from this individual or this environment that you're not going to feel any type of way when you cut them off, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. And good for you, because I don't know, it just is kind of disappointing. Like you go to someone with some happy news and they just are talking down on it. It's not positive energy. You're also going to realize that being associated to this individual very intimately or closely with the bed card, is going to, that's why maybe you've had a lack of progress. That's why you may have had a lot of doubts, fears, or worries, or been very anxious. Okay. So you're realizing that, and it's allowing you to come out of that energy of what you know yourself to be. Also, I'm seeing something about your sex life as well. You could be someone who's a little, you have anxiety when it comes to intimacy, like kissing, holding hands, and maybe even sex. You're going to be coming out of that in 2026. You're going to feel very confident in your body and also your sexuality. So I don't know what that's about, but that's changing for you. Maybe you were dating people this year, and then when it came to being intimate, you felt very weird. Like you couldn't really get down with it, but you started to wonder about yourself. You're getting out of that. You have a lot more confidence in that area of your life in 2026. All right, we have the Magician. So something empowers you once you leave a situation, and you're doing it very early on. And I think this is why 2026 is going to be such a happy year for you, or a positive year for you, because you're cutting out the cancer or the disease really early before it spreads, okay? Before it ruins your 2026. And that's the Magician. You're realizing your power, your magic, your manifestation properties that you have. You are realizing your resources, that maybe you've been relying on one resource or one connection or one friend for way too long, but you have the opportunity and the free will to go towards new. Through your pain of this year, 2025, you're going to be creating something out of it. So think of anything creative, which could be like music or art, or some type of passion project that you're going to be doing. You're going to be creating some type of project or art through maybe what you consider to be a downfall for you or a tough time for you in 2025. So there is something good that comes out of your experiences. And it's so interesting that I just pulled the Temperance card, which in this deck, it is the art card. So again, you are using your creative expression to release maybe any pain or obstacles or tough time that you went through this year, which is really nice. You're getting your power back for sure. And then we have the Tower. So there's going to be some very unexpected things that happen in 2026 for you. Okay, let's see what in regards that could be for. You definitely are having some type of metamorphosis, or you're evolving. Oh, okay. There's a new friend here, an unexpected friend that you're going to be making. Could be that man that came out in your reading earlier. So there's a very loyal person coming into your life. This could happen towards mid 2026, and then also almost towards the end. So like leaving August and September, moving into right now, like October, November. You're meeting a very loyal friend here that could turn into something more. It just depends on your preference and if that's what the universe has for you. But I definitely feel like this is someone who is going to be a lifelong friend. They're very, very loyal. They have your back. They also are on high alert for you. So when it comes to people in your life that maybe you got used to their bad behavior, you kind of adapted to their bad behavior. There's someone here who's putting that on high alert for you, or calling out other people's red flags that are surrounding you, and kind of like making you aware of it and the effects it has over you. Okay, tell me more about the Tower and the dog here. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Day Trader card is here as well. I feel like this person makes really good money, or they could come across some type of side hustle that makes them really good money outside of their day job. Okay, so I feel like this is someone who has a regular job, and they also have a hustle here that they're doing very well financially with. Also, this person is super reliable. Okay, Now, you could have met this person earlier, but it feels like one of you weren't ready or weren't at the place that was, allowed spiritually for you guys to meet. This person is just super reliable is what I'm getting with that Knight of Pentacles. Like whatever you need, whenever you call them, even if it feels like something that could be a little bit tough to put on another person, like if you just met them and then your car broke down and you're like, listen, I'm sorry, I know that we just met, but I really need to be picked up from the side of the road. This person comes through in major ways for you in 2026. This will be the closest person to you. All right, we have the Eight of Swords as well. This is the card of interference. So this person could be trying to warn you about people that have been in your life for years that don't have your best interests, or they have a lot of red flags, or they just are negative Nancy's, okay? And I do feel like the people that they'll be calling out will try to isolate you from this new person. So just keep that in mind, because the Eight of Swords also talks about like manipulation. It talks about self-sabotage. So there could be instances where this person is trying to have your back, but then the people that they're trying to have your back against is telling you that they could be trying to control you, get in your head. There's that type of energy. So this person will not be liked or welcomed by the other people originally in your life, especially people who are the negative Nancy's in your life. They will not like this person stepping in and trying to protect you. I know that this person is not the Eight of Swords, or they're not acting out of the Eight of Swords, because they are the Dog, which is just super loyal and would not do anything to turn against you or to defame you in any way. So it feels like this is how other people are approaching this individual. They're shocked about how close you guys are getting. They're shocked about maybe the changes that you could be making associated to this person. If you're standing up for yourself more, if you're setting boundaries, if you're saying the word no, this is not usual for you. And they are going to take it offensively. Okay. So I do see that this person is not going to be liked by certain people who may feel like they don't like these positive changes that you're making. Anything else you can tell me about this person? The Tower. Maybe this person's a Scorpio with that Tower energy. So look out for a Scorpio in 2026. Let's see what else is here. Eight of Pentacles, a super hard worker. This is someone who has long hours throughout the day, but I feel like they have two jobs here. Like they do two things at once to make an income. They will have a lot of attention to detail. They're very perceptive and very curious about you and very protective of you. So I just see that this person's going to pick up on things that maybe you got used to or that you overlooked, or even maybe you disassociated from. They're going to be picking up on those things, making you aware, and possibly saying, hey, you don't deserve that. You should not have to deal with these things. So they're kind of putting things into perspective for you in 2026, and they will be your biggest ally. Okay. Moving on to the King of Pentacles. With this King of Pentacles, I feel like your money is going to have a dramatic increase in the year of 2026. You can expect to maybe have a position or a job that brings in a lot of money for you, okay? And that you will feel very respected. You feel like you're treated fairly. You feel like you're getting exactly what you deserve out of your hard work. If you have a business as well, you could definitely do a lot of sales and get a lot of more of loyal customers coming to you. Let's clarify that King of Pentacles. That thing that people are not believing in, whether this is this new connection coming in for you, or it's a passion project or a hobby, you will be proving all these people wrong, especially with that King of Pentacles. And the only reason that you're proving them wrong is your consistency. I feel like you're not allowing people to make you doubt yourself, which means that you're going to continue doing what you want to do, and you will be doing it often, and you will be in a routine or disciplined in some way, and that's why it's going to be very successful. All right, let's see what's going on with the King of Pentacles. We have the keys. So again, maybe you're gonna get like a big promotion, a new job with way more money, a better schedule. Your business, you could be unlocking new doors, reaching new heights. Okay, when it comes to your savings and your financial freedom, that is also taking a big upswing as well. You definitely are going to be a big breadwinner in the year of 2026. So let's see how this is going for you. We have the Seven of Swords, which is laughable, and we'll talk about it. We have the Seven of Swords and we have the Four of Wands. You are definitely accomplishing some type of big personal goal when it comes to your career, business, your finances, your material world, okay? You also could be moving in 2026 with the Four of Wands. You could be moving into a house that is all of your own, that you could be very independent in, that you're away from any negative influences, and that is just going to be maybe a home that's long term for you, somewhere that you stay for majority of your life, okay? Especially with that King of Pentacles, feels like you're creating something or moving into something that's long term or stable for you. Now, with the Seven of Swords, you will be accomplishing a lot of things that will seem like a miracle. And again, there's this energy of like your strategy. You have really good strategy. I feel like your strategy in 2026 is consistency, discipline, hard work, okay? Maybe just being organized, being better prepared. And this is going to be playing out very well for you. You will see the results that you're setting out to see in 2026. But I can also see how people are going to be seeing all of your success and your influence and think that you did something underhanded to get there. All right. Or maybe all the money that you'll be making, certain people in your life will be thinking if you did something risky to get it. But I don't feel that way about you. I feel like you're cutting out all the chaos, the drama, the bad influences, and you're just able to focus a little bit more. I also feel like your confidence is being restored. So you're having more balance now where you're not anxious anymore. You're not worrying over your future. You're not doubting yourself. You're also putting in a lot of hard work. You also have a really supportive ally here who supports you. So, with all of that combined, of course, you're going to have very dramatic results versus 2025, okay? And so, just know that there's still these haters that are lingering, people who will be seeing you achieve the things that you wanted to. And instead of giving you a congratulations, it feels like they're watching you with very envious eyes and trying to downplay your efforts. So, just keep that in mind as well. People also could be upset because you're setting boundaries or you're closing out chapters with them. So that also could be where this gossip is coming from. But for the most part, I see that you're actually achieving a really big goal, something that you've been working on for years, and it's finally coming true where you feel very stable, you feel in harmony, you feel fulfilled by your efforts. Okay, so there's nothing really bad here. I feel like you're just choosing to separate yourself from certain people or entities, okay? And they're not going to be happy about it. All right. So, yeah, that's what I have here. Look out for a Scorpio masculine that could either be a really great friend for you in life or it could even be a great lover in life that's coming in 2026. It just depends on your preference and your story. All right, pile number one, this is what I have for you for your 2026. I will see you guys very soon in the next reading. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading about your 2026 and how life is going to be for you during that time. So, the two cards that you're pulling here, we have Girl Talk and we have Paradise. I definitely see you guys spending a lot of time with your friends. Okay, so if you're someone here who feels like you don't really have a lot of friends, you will be making friends in 2026 and having so much fun with them. There could be a lot of events that you go to with your friends. You could be taking a trip with your friends. You could be trying new things with your friends, but it feels like you have a lot of support from your friendship community in 2026. I also see you being able to move on from a situation that hurt you. So some type of connection that could have broke your heart or disappointed you in some way. It feels like you are moving on from the situation with or without closure. Okay, so you will be letting that go, and it won't be something that weighs heavily on your mind anymore. You could be happily single in 2026. If you're married or if you're in a long-standing commitment relationship, I just see you doing more things without your partner. So, whatever that means. But I do feel that those of you who are single will be happily single, feeling very secure where you're at, and not really feeling like you need a partner or you need to find love, really enjoying and feeling fulfilled in your everyday. You'll be living more in the moment, being a little bit more adventurous or spontaneous. I definitely feel like there's a trip coming up for you, okay? You could be going somewhere. I definitely feel like you'll be taking a trip out of the country and you'll be having way more fun, which is really nice. So 2026 is going to be your fun year where you make a lot of memories, where you feel like you're living it up. And I feel like you're just going to look back and think that was such a fun year, okay? We also have paradise here. So again, for the most part, you will be very happy. You will have more happy days than sad days. You'll have a lot of joy. You'll feel very abundant. You can be more playful or just not taking life as seriously because things are flowing for you very effortlessly. You may feel like you're living your life with ease, which is really nice. You'll feel whole or oneness about yourself, and you're enjoying the people that are around you. So it doesn't feel like you're going to have any drama or chaos in next year because the people around you are very agreeable. You guys could be good with compromise and communication. Also, very compatible energies around you. So it doesn't feel like a drama filled year at all. And just to put the icing on the cake, we do on the bottom of the deck have the palm trees. So I can see you being very stable, secure in yourself. There's something about permanence. So not having to worry about chaotic moments or, things like the rug being pulled from underneath you. None of that is happening. You'll experience a lot of growth. You'll have a lot of endurance and you'll be very adaptable or very flexible, which means that you're not so uptight because life is actually worth living. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we can get for you for your year 2026 for pile number two. Okay. Tell me about pile number two. What can they expect to experience in 2026? All right. Very, very nice. Hmm. Okay. Wow. I'm seeing too, like a lot of people are going to be shooting their shot at you. So even if you're married or you're in a relationship, I can see a lot of people shooting their shot with you, wanting to cultivate a romantic connection with you. You may end up turning a lot of people down. And even single people are shooting their shot at you, but you don't feel like you need to jump at the suitor who's coming towards you because you're enjoying your life single and you're not really in a rush to change that. So yeah, there's a lot of attraction coming towards you in 2026. All right, so the cards that we have here is the megaphone, tracks, snowflake, and dog. Interesting. So with the megaphone, this is about you being heard or just speaking up for yourself more, speaking out more, doing a little bit more of self-expression because you're so happy. So you're just kind of going out, letting yourself being shown in the spotlight, saying what you want, doing what you want, and not shrinking within yourself. And I feel like that comes from being genuinely happy. So you could be going public, you could be being heard, you could be doing public speaking. Maybe you're going to be asked to speak on some type of panel. So that would be fun for you. You definitely are going to be shining. So you're taking a lot of the spotlight in 2026. Leave a little for the rest of us. Okay. Um, you could publish something in 2026 if you are a writer or if you make music or even if you create content. You may be inclined to show yourself a little bit more to the masses. Okay, so there's something about that which will be amplified for you. You'll get a great response, get a great following. People will resonate with what you're saying. So I really like that. You could be broadcasting yourself. So there is something about social media and content creation that will be very successful for you in 2026. You're going to be reaching a wider audience. So again, for those of you who feel like you don't have a lot of friends, but 2026 for your reading speaks about a lot of friendships, there's a wider audience that you're appealing to, and you could be making this big group of friends. You'll be speaking up for yourself and for others. Something's increasing with your visibility. You'll be bolder, and you could be making a major announcement as well in the year of 2026. Okay, so that was very exciting. Now we have tracks here. So we have steady movement. So you'll be making a lot of progress. I don't know if this year, 2025, it felt like you would make progress and then you would stop. Then you would make progress, then you would stop. But in 2026, it feels like you're just making progress very steady and there's no obstacles that are too big for you to that will slow you down. It feels like you'll be able to overcome anything thrown your way and you'll be very happy about your circumstances. You have a lot of forward movement, you're going the distance. You could feel like your life is on autopilot, that you don't have to do too much hovering or management over your life. Things are just flowing really nicely. You definitely could be traveling. You're going to have I think I can attitude, so just super confident. You're definitely on track and you have a lot of focus in 2026. All right, we have Snowflake here. There could be something very significant about winter season of 2026 for you. Maybe that could be just a full circle moment for you where you compare how you are this year in the winter season and how you'll be in next year winter season. You could be way more proud of yourself. You could have accomplished way more things, had more achievement, more success, and you could feel much more happier, okay? All right, so now it does talk about you being more vulnerable, opening up to more people, opening up about your life more, maybe because you're in a better place and it's not like suffocating to talk about. There's something about your sensitivity. So you could cry a little bit more. There's a lot of happy tears happening for you in 2026. All right. And yeah, I just feel like you're changing quite a bit, but there's a full circle moment in winter with the snowflake card. Like you could be having happy tears in next year, winter, just thinking about how far you came and how much fun you had in 2026. Last but not least, we have the dog card, which I love to see the dog card. It's so special. And this card talks about having very supportive friends, helpful connections, people who are reliable and very helpful, playful energy. So just having a lot of fun with other adults who, are happy as well. And when you guys come around, you guys act a fool, but it's all in good fun. Faithful companions or faithful connections, faithful love. So even in your love life um could be going very well, of course, because you're going to be really happy. So those of you who are in strong relationships, you can find that this person is very faithful, very loyal, doing what they need to do, making you happy, whatever. Now, this also talks about a friendship that turns to love. So that's so interesting because those of you who are single, I see that you're going to have a lot of friends, spending a lot of time with friends. I see people shooting their shot at you. One of those people who may shoot their shot at you is a friend. So look out for that. You will be spending time with your siblings if you have siblings, bonding with them a little bit more. You definitely will be spending time with a soulmate, whether that's friendship, family, or love. Also, something about a pet. You could be getting a new pet, or there's something significant about your pet in the year 2026. Okay, so that's what we have. And also something about your health. Nothing to be scared of, but I do see you doing a lot of doctor's visits, but that could just be you getting your life in order, just doing your checkups, going to the doctor when you're feeling sick. And I feel like there's a lot of positive news because I see you being so happy and content in 2026, okay? All right, let's jump into your reading, pile number 2. So far, so good. So far, so good. All right, Spirit, give me some messages for pile number 2. What can you tell me about their year of 2026? What can you tell me about their year of 2026? Eight of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. And we have the Five of Cups. Oh my goodness. You know what it is? You're going to be having so much fun in 2026. You're going to spend so much time with your friends. You're cultivating these really strong connections. And there's someone who's in your life in 2025 who's going to feel left out in the cold or overlooked by you or overshadowed by these new connections. I do feel like this person could be making a very strong attempt to regain your attention, but it feels like they're not getting through to you or that you've made up your mind. So there's a particular situation that's going to be old news for you. In 2026, this person is really rushing up after you here. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. And what's under the Empress? Okay, the Three of Cups. First of all, you're going to cultivate super nurturing and supportive connections with your friends. I mean, this just feels like a really tight knit group that goes on vacation together, that spends holidays together, that does like outings every month. It feels like you and these people, they're going to be your best allies, or they're just super supportive and super nurturing. It's a good feeling when you guys come together. And when you guys do not come together, like if you guys take a break for 1 month, you guys miss each other tremendously. There's a lot of compatibility about where you guys are at in life and what you guys want out of life. And yeah, and I also see that your friends are going to put you on a pedestal. So they're going to be like your biggest cheerleaders, posting you, congratulating you, rooting for you. You just have a supportive group of friends in 2026, and it feels like so much fun, but it also feels so like comforting. All right. Okay. Your biggest like obstacle in 2026 is a connection that you're very familiar with today's time. I want to see what's going on because, as far as this person feels, they're going to feel like they're waking up in 2026 and all of a sudden their pile number 2 just became super emotionally disconnected from them and does not even care for them anymore, doesn't look their way, gives them no attention. And so this person feels like you're making these big changes. I feel like this person is happy for you, that they do want to see you thrive and be happy and be playful and joyful and travel the world and whatever else you're going to be doing, creating content, going viral. This person is happy for that, but what they're not happy about is that they feel like they're not compatible with you anymore. Like you guys are struggling to have topics to talk about. You guys are struggling to just be in the same space and enjoy each other. They feel like there's this big distance, like maybe you're changing and now you're not interested in them anymore. And for some reason, there is like this ongoing battle in 2026, speaking of this person and how they feel so left out in the cold or disregarded. And I see them making a big effort here to try to save the connection or get closer to you or to gain more attention, but it feels like they're falling short. So I don't know. I feel like this person can't really keep up with your new lifestyle, or they feel like you're changing a lot, but they can't really complain about it because the changes that you're making could be super positive, you know? So it's not like you're changing for the worse, you're changing for the better, but where do I fit in your life now? Okay? So you have someone like that here. Let's see what's going on. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. Now, with that Eight of Cups, too, this could be disinterest in things that used to interest you. So, certain communities, certain hobbies, certain lifestyle choices that you used to get down with and were no problem for you will start to feel kind of like hard for you to get back into. You are being disinterested. You're being pulled into a new environment or a new lifestyle choice or just new hobbies or interests. So I do see that certain things that used to fulfill you are not anymore as you're growing and you're learning your new self. What's the Eight of Cups here? All right, I keep seeing the Whip. So whoever you could be distancing yourself from could be super strict. Could be a very strict personality. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if this person's a little controlling or if they're just a little clingy, maybe needy. I don't know, but there's something very restrictive about this person, and it feels like it lacks it prohibits you from having freedom. So that could be another reason that things are a little shady between you two. With the moon here, this is this person being feeling blindsided by this change. Okay, maybe they feel like they didn't see this coming. They never thought that you guys would be in this place. And they also don't know what is making you want to walk away from them. That's the moon. Like, it's a secret to me. I don't know what it is. Feels like someone that you have commitments to. So whether that's like a family member or a lover, it definitely feels that way. And they're just not used to these big changes that you have been making here. It's making them feel very insecure about their position in your life. So let's talk about that in the beginning of 2026. Knight of Wands. Okay, so something about you is just way more energetic. You have more things going on in your life in 2026. You're being invited out more. You have more events happening. You have this really close knit friendship that's really positive. And with that Knight of Wands, this person will feel like as you're pursuing these new things, you start to lack consistency with them, or you could flake on them. Maybe you guys make, you know, reservations or you guys make plans and then last minute you're like, oh, I can't do that. I'm actually hanging out with them. So someone definitely feels like you're losing interest in them, and it does make them very sad. Okay, so I do see that here. Tell me more. This person may just be very slow moving. They may not how do I describe this person? This person may be very slow moving. They may not have as much energy as what you're attracted to in 2026. They may be maybe a loner a little bit, or they are not as social. They're not as public. They don't express themselves the same. They may not be as playful as the energies that you're going to be attracted to. So there is something here where when it comes to energy, you and this person definitely share different energies. Okay, you could have a more fun, lighthearted, free-spirited energy. They may be a little bit more restrictive. All right, let's see. Empress. Okay, because you're covering that energy of the Empress, anyone who is just now meeting you, this is the Page of Wands. Anyone who is just now meeting you is going to be so captivated by your Empress energy. They're going to feel abundant around you. They're going to feel like your personality is wearing off on them, and they may really like your personality. They're going to feel like you take care of your friends or your family or whoever. They may feel like, there's a very like attractive energy about the Empress that you kind of just want to be in their space, because being in their space does have a lot of benefits. And I feel like this person feels like they've known you the longest, and they also want your attention with the Empress. They do want your care and your love. They're missing that. They're feeling like in 2026, you guys are so distant. They don't really get that from you anymore. But they've been down with you the longest, or they've known you before everybody else. This could be a lover as well for some of you. So someone is feeling a little taken back by that and how you are integrating into something new. And did you forget about me? All right, so at first it feels like this person just feels like a victim with the Five of Pentacles. Like, I feel like a victim and I don't know what to do. They could feel sorry for themselves as well and just may cowered out from saying something or doing something. We have the key here. Okay, so this person feels like you guys are still locked in some way. Like you guys have a commitment to each other. So this could be like a family member. So even if you guys are not speaking or hanging out as much as you guys used to, they still feel like, well, we still share blood. So that's my blood. And we're going to talk about it when they're ready to. Or if this is someone that you're committed to, like a relationship, they'll feel like, that's my wife, that's my husband, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. We will come to some type of resolution eventually, okay? So this person tries to ignore it, and they also may feel like you need to come to them. Okay, so as they're not taking action, they're definitely spying on you in 2026. Okay, so if you live with this person, they could possibly be snooping in your belongings, like your phone, your computer, okay? So just pay attention to that. That will be the first signs that you'll probably see that this person feels like you're so disconnected, you're moving on. They'll start snooping on you. They'll snoop on your social media, they'll snoop on your new friends that they barely know. I hear this person's voice. Like they're like, yeah, I barely know their friends and they're hanging out with them more than they're hanging out with me. So someone will snoop on your friends, they'll snoop on you, they'll be trying to conduct research. They're trying to see if there's anything else that they are falling victim to in their eyes when it comes to you. Instead of saying something, it kind of feels like this person stays quiet, but they do a lot of snooping. We have the hangman on the bottom of the deck, so I feel like this person just has a lack of action to come towards you and just talk things through. But they are feeling some type of way and also snooping behind the scenes. All right, let's see what else is here. Yeah, we have the devil. So the devil does talk about getting obsessive. This person can become very obsessed with what you're up to, who you're hanging out with, why you're not spending time with them, why you don't want them anymore, why are you overlooking them, how are you guys not compatible, those things. And they could get obsessed with snooping. So again, be careful of that because I do see someone like doing some. The devil with the Page of Swords is like obsessively snooping. This is like someone who they can't help themselves but to go through someone's purse and take their phone when they're not looking. Like this is like that type of energy. So I feel like you'll pick up on that, and I don't know how you're gonna react to that, but that's definitely happening. It looks like you're living your best life, but there's one person who doesn't feel invited into your best life, and it's gonna drive them crazy, okay? It's gonna drive them a little wild here. Now, the Knight of Swords is like a desperate attempt, or it's like a last minute attempt to try to save a situation, to try to get justice, maybe to speak to someone, to bring up a topic. So I do see them holding out for a while throughout the year before finally doing something or saying something, which I feel like is not healthy because it kind of like feeds some type of grudge. Okay, but let's see how this is going to transpire. And you see like no other themes came out for you. I think it's because we covered all of the themes with the oracle cards and just how amazing next year is going to be, but this seems like a very significant obstacle or block that's going to come about. Okay, all right, tell me about the Knight of Swords. All right, we have a woman card here. So this could be a woman who's trying to do this towards you or who feels left out in 2026 that's trying to come towards you. When this person is when they first come towards you to fix this situation, they're going to try to adopt a playful attitude. It feels kind of dangerous though because this person it was a little tweaked out most recently, and then they're putting on this mask and trying to adopt behavior that doesn't come natural to them to fit in. So I don't know. That's why I said the Knight of Swords can sometimes be like a desperate attempt. It feels like this person's going to try to show you a more of their spontaneous side, their wild side, their fun side, their playful side, but it feels forced, like a forced action or attempt of keeping you close to them, okay? Let's see how you may respond to that or what could happen here. It looks like the outcome is not the best, so we'll see what's going on. All right, we have the Three of Cups here with the Knight of Cups, which is the seducer. So I feel like this person is going to put on a really good act, that they're into your new hobbies, your new interests. And what's kind of sad about this is that I just feel like this person really wants to fit in with you or just have this closeness to you. They are not able to cope with maybe how you're getting close with others. All right, tell me about the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is clarifying the Knight of Swords. This person is coming towards you with a lot of strategy. So they are planning some type of resurgence in your life or how to get closer to you, how to reconcile what they feel like they're lacking from you. So they are coming in very strategic. But again, I just don't see it working out. Like, this is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is the next card. This is the card of disappointment. Because it's not authentic. It's not genuine. That's why I think it's not going to land well. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, we have the World card. Okay, so when this person is going to try to get through to you, the World card is like coming to an end or completion. So it could be too late versus this person talking to you when they first felt lack of attention. They could have brought this up in the beginning of the year. It seems like towards fall season of next year, they're trying to put on this act to appease to you, to get close to you. It's not very genuine. And also the door could be closed by that time, meaning that you have already got situated and you're content in whatever you're doing with new people. So if you met new friends, you're already content spending a lot of time with these friends, and that's not going to change. If you started dating someone new, you're already content and kind of locked in that new situation that is not going to change, especially at this rate where they coming in so late in the game towards the end of the year. Ooh, wow. Okay. What's the Five of Cups? And also too, when this person approaches you and maybe tries to change your mind, it's the fact that they're not being genuine to themselves, which is just a little weird. But on top of that, it feels like you may feel like this person is trying to snatch your freedom. So they may not like that you are just more free. You're going with the wind. You're having so much fun. You're traveling more. You're hanging out with friends more. You're trying new hobbies, new interests. You may feel like this person is trying to cling on to you in a place where they don't allow you to have freedom. Now, this card to me, when I first started reading with this deck, I always felt like these eyes were very watching, and it gave me stalkery energy. So, and then we already have the watcher here with the Page of Swords. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue here. This person's very protective over you, by the way, with that bear card here. This could be your mother. I always think about mother bear, all right? So, or someone who likes to parent you, someone who does like to discipline you or control you in some way. We have the Six of Cups here. So this person's feeling very disappointed because they want more time with you. They miss you, they want to reconcile, or they want things to go back to the way that they used to. And I feel like you're so locked into your new lifestyle, it's just going to be hard for you to go back, and you may not want to go back. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles here, okay? So again, this could be the matriarch in your life. This could be like your mother, or if that's not the case, it could be a friend or a lover who feels like they have a role of parenting you in some way. So look out for that. I feel like you are just locked in with your happiness, and you don't feel like you need to change back to maybe where you were unhappy just to please this person. And you do have new connections forming, new love forming, new situations, new environments that you feel empowered through. So, yeah, there's someone here that is just kind of not happy with the changes because it feels like you're creating distance between you two. So, that is something that someone is really feeling disappointed by. And I see them trying to match your energy, but it doesn't feel genuine and it just feels like it's not working out. It's not, the plan didn't go as planned, basically. All right, so that's what I have for you for 2026. I will see you guys in the next one, pile number two. Hi, pile number three. Welcome to your reading for 2026. All right, let's jump right into it. Pile number three. Sorry, I had to drink some water. Okay, so you have palm tree here, and you also have the coffin. 2026 is going to be a very, very stable time for you. You're going to feel a lot of security in yourself and also in your environment, your finances. You may feel like you finally reached a big milestone and now you have it permanently. You don't have to fight so hard to defend it or have it in your life. That is just a permanent occurrence that you can finally breathe. You also will experience a lot of growth. You'll have great momentum or endurance in your life, feeling like you're making a lot of progress continuously, and you'll be very adaptable to change, really positive changes that are coming towards you, and also maybe endings with the coffin. You'll be comfortable with them and you won't fight them or resist change. So, there are some endings happening for you in 2026. It feels like you're cleaning house. It feels like you're going to be closing out cycles that no longer serve you, connections that no longer serve you, any situations that are just not good for you or your highest good. From these endings, from finally ending these situations and being done with them, you're going to find that there's a lot of new beginnings happening for you, things that have been withheld from you until you are able to run your course with certain cycles. Again, this is a big year of growth for you, a lot of changes, more freedom, financial freedom, social freedom, freedom in dating. Maybe you're released from a bad relationship and you're able to date. And the reason I say that is because on the bottom of the deck, we do have date here. So you will be doing some dating in 2026. You'll be meeting new people, you'll be getting back out there, and you will be going on some dating sprees, which is really fun, okay? All right, let's see what else we can get for you. Tell me more about pile number three and their year of 2026. Tell me about 2026 for pile number three. Oh, okay. This card keeps coming out. I'm like, what is up with that? Clarify the man. All right. What else can you tell me for pile number three for the year 2026? What can they expect in the year of 2026? All right. Okay, so again, in the year of 2026, you can expect yourself to have a lot of growth or a lot of progress. It seems like there's going to be some big changes in your life, but for the better, okay? There's some type of small beginning here that's going to lead to some very big results. So you could be making small changes that have great growth potential, okay? Or that lead to really amazing outcomes for you, things that you didn't really expect to happen. I feel like you're going to be way more hopeful, more optimistic. You're going to be coming across some hidden opportunities or possibilities here. There's more than meets the eye for little things that happen for you. So something very small could be happening. You could be meeting someone and not putting a lot of thought behind it. You could be starting something new and just not thinking the most of it. But when it comes to the end of 2026, you will see how you had great butterfly effects or domino effects in your life from those small changes. All right. And then I also feel like there is a big energy of fertility for you in the year of 2026. So there could just know that you have big fertility energy. Or even if you're a masculine and you are interested in feminines, then just knowing that you have, you know, your soldiers will be marching. And last but not least, I feel like there's something about your diet that's changing in 2026. You're eating maybe more organic, you're doing farm to table, you could be cooking a lot more, you could be meal prepping, you could be, eating more nutritious meals, which will also have a lot of health changes for you, and maybe even when it comes to your appearance. So, really good things. All right, so this man card is coming out. So, whether you're a masculine or you're a feminine, excuse me, guys, or you're a feminine who's interested in masculines, there's a significant masculine here. Now, if you are the masculine, I'm speaking of you. If you are not the masculine, then just keep listening, okay? So, this masculine is tied to the bouquet. I feel like there's something about this masculine that either you will be doing this in your own life or there's a masculine doing this for you that will bring a lot of happiness in your life, that will bring a lot of harmony and peace into your life. Could be making you feel more beautiful or just bringing beauty back into life. Could be a charmer or a romantic, someone who's very chivalrous and someone who has a lot of romance in their heart, okay? There's something very creative about this masculine. I feel like this masculine is very generous with gifts. So I see a lot more flowers in your future or just more romantic gifts in your future. If you're a masculine, you could be getting into that based off of who you're connecting with. You could feel like you're meeting the right person that you do want to be generous to. All right. There's this energy of art between you and this masculine, or if this is you, you could be really getting into art, going to theater, going to watch music performances, going to jazz houses, going to spoken words, things like that. Also too, there's an energy of like gratitude or a lot of appreciation. So you could feel that over yourself, masculine, or if you're going to be dealing with a masculine, they could show you how much gratitude they have for meeting you, being with you, dealing with you. They seem way more appreciative of your energy than maybe in your past. You'll be very open and vulnerable in a very beautiful way with this person. There's a lot of love between you two and a lot of warmth, okay? So if you are not looking to date or if you're a man and you're not interested in other men, then this just talks about your energy towards your next lover in 2026, the right one, okay? Now, also we have helm here, third person, loons, and geese. So let's start with the helm. I feel like you will be steering clear of any chaos or drama. So when it comes to even third party situations, maybe a third party situation you could currently be dealing with, you won't be dealing with that particular person in 2026. This could be part of your endings, okay? So I just see you not having tolerance for that. You will feel more in control, like you are navigating your own course here. You have more freedom. You're wanting to explore what else is out there, new options, new possibilities. You'll be very determined. You'll be acting from a lot of wisdom or taking your past experiences and making better decisions. You have self mastery here, which is really good. Or you could be mastering a skill or a talent of yours that you become an expert in 2026. You're definitely going places. You're guiding yourself very nicely, and you're using your skill or your talent or even your wisdom to navigate your life, which will lead you to a lot of positive outcomes. All right, so there is a third party situation that you will be ending in 2026, because there's another person involved romantically, or there's someone else's influence over this person that makes it hard to deal with them. You could be in some type of love triangle. Okay, there could be like a stranger that's associated to someone that you're dealing with that is trying to make life difficult for you. I see you feeling like there's way too many people in the situation and bringing that to a complete end. You don't want to deal with it anymore. All right, so that's good. We have loons here. So, on another note, there is someone really positive here that you will be feeling very happy, harmonious, and in love with, that will be very deeply committed to you. Now, this is a very uncommon bond. So, it could be like two people who are opposites that are attracted to each other, or just maybe feeling like this is a once in a lifetime type of opportunity or situation, or maybe even the way that you and this person are meeting, this feels very once in a lifetime or one in a million. Okay, there's something about family. You could be spending a lot of time with family or creating your own family. You are manifesting your deepest desire in 2026. I'm not lying about that. It literally says that on the card. You are manifesting your deepest desire. So if you could think about what you want so bad in 2025, and something that you're just like, I don't know if I'm going to achieve it or not, but this is truly what I want, this would make me so happy, that is going to come true for you in 2026. Also, we have all in for what you love. So you can be very, very passionate about who you love, what you love, and just even your interests. And you're reawakening lost hopes. So that is amazing. You're having some type of breakthrough or miracle where even with situations that you got really frustrated with in your life are coming true for you. So that just makes me really happy. Like, that is just an amazing card to come out. I've never pulled this card yet while I was using this deck. So that's amazing. Last but not least, we have geese. You could be relocating in 2026. You could be moving, okay? Or maybe you're relocating for a job, or maybe your department is being relocated. Whatever it is, you are going to embrace that change. You're not going to, even if it's kind of like last minute, you're going to go with it. And you're going to feel really happy with where you land. You could be on a quest. You could be more dependable, or you're meeting people who are way more reliable and dependable. You know where you're going, so you don't lack clarity in 2026. You actually are very clear on your life and where you're headed. All right. And you're very faithful. So you could be getting closer with divine source, your ancestors, your angel guides, whatever you utilize spiritually as a connection with the divine. You will be getting having a more close knit relationship and feeling in sync with divine in the year 2026. So this looks really, really good. Now let's get into your tarot and see what's going on here. Oops, that was a fail. All right, give me some messages for pile number 3. Tell me about 2026 for pile number 3. What can you tell me about the year of 2026 for pile number 3? All right, we have the Six of Swords. Strength card. Seven of Wands. Oops. And the Five of Pentacles. We have some common themes that kind of came out in the other readings here. So I feel like this is like a universal thing for a lot of people. The Seven of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, okay? And the Five of Wands coming out also came out. It could be a universal theme, okay? All right. So things that just do not move you, things that do not feel compatible to you, you're no longer feeling in like obligated to sorry, I thought I heard something. You're no longer feeling obligated to withhold these things anymore. You're not feeling like you need to be apart. So I do see a lot of endings for you in 2026, but it allows you to have more freedom or just do things under your own influence. It feels like people have been trying to deeply influence you to do what they feel like is good for you, how you should be living your life. It's one of those things where people are placing their dreams and their goals on you instead of doing them themselves. So if you feel like I should go to school and become a pilot because you feel like that's how I'm going to be the most stable in life and that's what you want me to do, why don't you go to school and be a pilot? Things like that. So I feel like when it comes to the judgments that people were placing on you and maybe even your boundary system, like people really overstepping their boundaries with you, being all up in your business and giving you unsolicited advice, that's coming to an end in 2026 for sure. I definitely see you moving or relocating very early in the year. So I was thinking maybe your move would be like, as you got situated in 2026, but it feels like it is happening very early on. January, February, or March, you could be moving. And with that Six of Swords as well, you're in a transitional phase throughout the year 2026 where you're transitioning from things that are ending to new beginnings or new circumstances. So it is a very exciting time for you. What you can see that because the Six of Swords is a pursuit, it's like you being on a quest or a journey and you have to reach a destination. The problem with the Six of Swords is that people are saying that they want this for themselves, they want better, they want calmer, but they fail to change their environment or they fail to change the influences around them. They're hanging out with the same people, they're dating the same person, they're going to the same environments, and then they get caught up in the cycle all over again. What's so empowering about your reading is that you clearly see that you need to move away from anything that has been holding you back. And you're making that big change in direction. So you're definitely pushing out any energies or you're getting away from any energies that were holding you back. Then, what's also very powerful about you is a strength card showing how disciplined you are and how you're going to be having a great amount of self control to not repeat cycles, not repeat situations. So, you definitely are going to have a successful outcome. It's going to be a process. It's not a change that happens overnight, but I see you being very successful because you're so determined and you're brave and you are disciplined and you're not allowing yourself to fall victim to these cycles again. So good for you. You're also setting a lot of boundaries, which is really nice, and speaking up for yourself more. So I feel like you're going to have a very successful movement. Now, what we do have here, we do have some victims in your story. These people could be coming out of the woodworks towards the end of 2026, and they're wanting you to feel bad for them or sorry for them for the choices that you chose to make, which was maybe moving away or maybe, going to a better job or dating someone new or whatever it is. There's someone here who feels overlooked by you. They feel like there's a lack of attention. They feel like you just gave up on them. You had to do what you had to do to better your life, okay? But you will be getting complaints from this individual or the situation towards the end of next year. So let's start off with the Six of Swords and see what's going on. I knew this card was going to come out for you. I just knew it. I could see it while I was shuffling, and I was like, I bet you they're going to be the fox. All right, so there's so much we can say about this fox with the Six of Swords. It feels like as you are making this very healthy and conscious decision to let go of old things, you're having to sneak or be strategic. So if you are going to be moving, it's almost like you're not telling anyone, not even your family members, and you're just doing it for you, which is good. If you're going to be moving jobs, it feels like you have to be very private. You can't even tell your best coworker because you just don't want anyone to try to influence you to not make this move. So there's something here, whether you're relocating, you're moving away, you're taking a trip, you're making a conscious decision for yourself. This could even be work with the fox. You're going to keep it to yourself, and this also is going to allow you to be so successful in making that change. And you're very driven by spirit, so you're feeling very intuitive in 2026. You're feeling like you're getting so much downloads from the universe. You feel like God is speaking to you, and it's really going to give you a lot of confidence to move forward, to let something go and move on with your life, which is really nice. All right, so let's talk about the fox with the Six of Swords. What can you tell me about that for pile number 3? It's like you have to move strategically and be a little private, because if not, there are like certain energies that you do know that try to influence you to go with the flow or go with what they want you to do. So it's just better for you to just move quietly. Okay, and you're moving towards something very special or exciting with the Ace of Cups. So you're moving towards something that's just more passionate for you. You could be finding a new home that is just very charming, and it's not your forever home, but this is like makes you really happy. It resurfaces something in you where you feel very proud, you feel happy, you're excited, and you're falling in love with this new place. Or if this is a new job, there's something very passionate. You feel like it's a really happy transition for you, and you just don't want anybody to ruin that. If you're moving into a new connection, friendship, or maybe reuniting with a family member, or even finding new love, you're going to be very private about this. You have to be strategic because you know how people move shady behind the scenes and try to take away your joy. So that's what I see here. And you're taking your power back, by the way, by just even going and doing this, because I feel like in 2025, you could have struggled with making decisions for yourself without feeling like people are going to be against it. In 2026, you just don't care and you're biting the bullet and you're making a very powerful move here. Whatever you're doing, it's out of self-love. Like you love yourself so much that you do not want to have any regrets and you want to go forward with whatever this is. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Not only are you so passionate about this new thing that you're moving towards, but it also has longevity. It's a beginning steps, or it's the initial steps in the situation, but it definitely has longevity with that Ace of Pentacles. There's something that comes with a little bit more effort towards you, or something that's just a little bit more valuable and ready for you to step into, something that allows you to earn more income, something that just has better stability and longevity here. So this is amazing. This is like a very powerful new beginning in love, powerful new beginning in your environment, powerful new beginning in a hobby, interest of yours, or even work. Definitely could be work related. It's really exciting. Okay. All right. Tell me about the Strength card. So whatever this move is, it requires discipline. It requires you to get very serious about your goals or get very serious about the situation. Now, if this is a new relationship, you are carrying the energy of strength, which shows that you're going to be super loyal to this person. You feel like they're worth investing in, and you're going to have strong commitments to them. But let's just see what this is. Clarify Strength card for pile number 3. All right, we have the market here. So again, something does talk about work for me when it comes to you. So there's definitely something about new job, new work, a new hustle, maybe even starting your own business. It does require a lot of discipline to have a lot of progress moving forward. But something is more structured for you. Something could be a way better environment, and something is very enjoyable. So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing that you are going to be pulling in a lot of offers. So, but whatever this is that you're taking part of, you're going to be very loyal to it. So, I don't know, like say you're dating someone, you could be meeting a really incredible person, but then there's like this momentum that you're having where everywhere you look, someone else is wanting to date you, and you may be making strong commitments to this person that I'm invested in you. I want to see where this goes. Even though I have 10 people knocking at my door, I just want to see what goes on between us, what we can create. So that's very special as well. Yeah, so there's an energy here where there's a lot of people looking your way or wanting to partake in your energy or get to know you, but you have this discipline as well. Because sometimes the market can talk about a lot of options, and it kind of reminds me of the Seven of Cups in tarot. And that can talk about like being distracted excited because you have so many options. You're just staying super disciplined. What you've claimed is yours and you're going to stick with it until otherwise. You don't really need all these distractions. So I could see that happening in your love life as well, where you're feeling like, well, maybe I should be single and just really date, but it feels like you're going to lock in with whoever this person is because you care about them. All right, so tell me about the market with the strength card. Now, anyone who's going through the Six of Swords, you're going to be tempted in your journey. It's just it's just the energy. I don't know. Like whoever is in the Six of Swords, it's a test. It's a lot of tests, and you're moving closer and closer to where you want to be or to the goal that you're wanting to achieve. But you best believe that people from your past or bad influences or negative thoughts, negative feelings are going to resurface, and it's almost like a test of how you handle that, how you deal with it, how you push it away, how you keep going, that you stay focused. Okay, so definitely know that there will be some very distracting energies coming towards you. But again, with that strength card, I just don't see you being tempted. I see you just staying very strong and staying focused. So, yeah. Let's see. All right. Tell me about the market and the strength card here for pile number 3. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles and what else? And the Seven of Wands. Okay, really cool. And then look what's on the bottom of the deck, the Seven of Cups, the card of distractions and illusions. 1 second, guys. Let me plug in my camera. It's on 5%. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles here, and this is the kindergarten teacher. So whoever I'm speaking to, I see you as someone who's very patient and very kind to people in your life that have treated you good, but also the people who have treated you not so kind and not so nicely. You still have a lot of patience or kindness towards those energies. And sometimes that could have made you feel like you were being a pushover towards things that didn't serve you best. But in 2026, I still see you being very patient and very kind and having a really nice spirit. But you're just going to be standing up for yourself a little bit more. These cards are the same cards here, Seven of Wands and the Seven of Wands. You definitely are going to be protesting or standing up for what you believe in. You're not letting people push you around. You still are a very kind spirit and very nice and positive, but you're just not going to allow people to be playing with you the way that they could have been playing with you during this year of 2025. So I do see that. And there's also this energy of like starting something new and defending it. So if you start a new job and then maybe someone's telling you, why did you go for that job? You could have gotten a job here. You're defending it and saying, I'm very passionate about this. It makes me happy. They give me a good schedule. And most importantly, it's what I wanted to do, get out my business. If you're dating someone new and someone's like, oh, you should have stayed single a little bit longer. You're like, okay, well, that's your opinion, but I didn't ask for your opinion. Honestly, no one asked you. Your opinion really doesn't matter. I'm going to continue to go through with this because it's making me happy and I'm interested to see where it goes. So you're just like cutting the haters down a size, which is really nice, but you're doing it with such grace, which a lot of people can't do. Sometimes this can incite anger in people. I'm pretty sure you've been very angry, but you just didn't express it. And that also is like the strength card, which is like holding back from showing anger, holding back from showing pain, or even allowing those haters to see that they moved you in a certain way. You have a lot of grace with how you're setting your boundaries. And I feel like you're shutting people up in a very polite way. Like it's not nice, nasty. It's just shutting them down, but not having to meet them at their level. Knowing that you're classier than that or you're above that. So definitely won't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You won't be afraid to express yourself, to speak up against things that you feel like are not right or not true. And I see a lot of success with that, okay? So yeah, there's a big situation here that you're going to have to stand up for. Let's see what that's about. Oops, sorry, moved my mic. Okay. Tell me about the Seven of Wands for pile number 3. Now, this is not ending well for someone here. It feels like this person can't get with the program over something that does not concern them. and they kind of pushed themselves out of your life voluntarily. So it didn't really, I feel like whoever this is really wants some type of great influence over you. You're not going for that in 2026. And this person will feel like a victim, even though they're starting it with you, or they're just being hella annoying. All right, tell me about the Seven of Wands. Who is this? Yeah. I mean, we have the mice here. How you'll know who this person is in 2026, they're going to send you messages, and their messages are going to be nasty. Like, I feel like this is someone giving you their opinion, their unsolicited advice or opinion over your life and what you're doing and your moves, but it's coming from a place of gossip or nastiness or even envy with the mice card, okay? It also feels like you and this person's connection is not very tight knit. It feels like this person continuously does things to push you farther and farther away. Could be even why you're deciding to just move forward, to just get out of this person's environment or influence. And they like to send you messages that I could see like throwing your day off, like, no, you're not doing anything wrong, but they have such a strong opinion about what you're up to and what you're doing and who you're doing it with. I could see you having a perfectly fine day, and then this person sends a text and then you're thrown off because it was just unsolicited opinions and just gossip, maybe even they're bringing your way. All right, tell me about the Seven of Wands and that energy and how is that going to unfold? We have the High Priestess. So first and foremost, you can read this person too well. They can't get anything past you. This person could be approaching you with a very nasty comment and saying that they're doing it out of a place of love, or they're doing it because they care about you. But you can read their BS from a mile away, especially with the High Priestess. Again, you're going to be super in sync with divine during 2026, and you're going to be very sure of yourself. You have a lot of confidence about the way that you think and your moves. You're making moves and you're making decisions that you're going to feel very confident about before and after. It feels like this person tries to bring your confidence down or make you second guess yourself, or have doubts over your life. You can see this person's intentions from a mile away, and that's why they're not going to be able to get through to you. They're not going to be successful in trying to make you worry or doubt yourself. All right, we have the Empress here. And I've been seeing this theme a lot too. It feels like whoever I'm speaking to, you are the Empress in your life and the people who surround you. You're the Empress in your family. You're the Empress in your work career or your business. You're the Empress when it comes to your friends, when it comes to love. You're very nurturing. You're very giving. You're super generous. And even being in your space allows for some of your luckiness or your abundance to rub off on other people. This person, because you're creating distance and they feel targeted in some way, they may feel slighted that you're moving or that you're going to another job. Maybe you're not telling them, you're being a little bit more private. You're being, especially with the High Priestess, you could be very private. You may not share a lot of details of your life like you used to with this person. And they also feel like they're out of your influence now. So being around you brings a lot of abundance or a lot of perks with the Empress. And you're very nurturing. You could have coddled this person a lot of times. You are their comfort person in a lot of ways. Because of the second-handed comments, or sorry, the backhanded comments, or also just the environment that you need to release yourself from to be able to grow. This person is going to be trying to put a lot of doubt over your intuition of your choices. And I just don't see it ending well for this person. They're landing themselves into the Five of Pentacles. And in 2026, they're talking to someone who is very powerful, someone who has, stepped into the role of the ruler of their own life and no longer needs to follow or feel inspired by other people. about what choices they need to make. You are holding a lot of power. You are going to where the grass is greener, and someone's not happy about it. And so they're placing themselves in the Five of Pentacles. They feel very spoiled by you, that they're used to getting their way with you, and in 2026 it's not standing. And towards the end of the year they put themselves into the Five of Pentacles, which is just feeling like a victim, feeling overlooked, feeling like alienated by you. Okay, let's see what's going on with that. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. All right. So this is someone who doesn't feel as close as you guys used to feel. So the bed talks about like lots of closeness or even intimacy. So this could be romantic for some of you. If it's not romantic and it's a family member or a friend, this person just felt like they used to be all up in your biz. Like you guys were so close and so locked in. They knew everything about you. They knew about your decisions before you even made them. You guys shared a lot of secrets or just were super close. But the universe or your spirit guides or your angels or God stepped in and kind of closed that out. This could also be like an energy of like very casual. So even though this person was so close to you, it could have been close off of false pretenses, or maybe you guys got close over something that wasn't necessarily positive for you. And the universe is stepping in and taking you out of bed with this person. Okay, so it's not even your own doing. It's kind of like spirit's influence over your life and where you're wanting to be and where you want to go. Certain people don't fit the bill to come with you, and this is one of those people. So tell me about this with the Five of Pentacles. All right, we have the Page of Swords here. Sorry, no, the Knight of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles. All right, this person, Two of Cups, they feel like you are a soulmate to them. They feel very close to you. They're going to feel very spited by the lack of closeness that they feel, especially towards the end of the year with you. After they try to bring something to your attention, they may feel like you're still aloof, or you're playing hard to get, or you're just very private. They're not going to give up. So this is the end of the year. This is like towards November, December. And I feel like this conflict or this situation is going to carry over even into 2027, because this person is going to try to be very strategic about saving this connection or getting you back. They could even be doing some snooping. There's something online that this person could be researching or doing in regards to you. And they have a plan. They're coming up with some type of plan to get you back. This person hates failure, and they were really trying to get through to you towards the end of the year, and you're not allowing yourself to be controlled or manipulated by them. From that, they're going to have patience on how to get back into your life. So this is the card of failure, but it's also an energy of being patient or waiting your turn or waiting till the right timing. So this person is still trying to find ways to come back into your life and also have that influence over you again. So be careful of that. Just know that this person is not, because your whole reading was talking about endings, you know? And so there's something here that you're trying to end, or even a cycle or a chapter, maybe with this person. They're refusing to let it go. And they have plans on coming back around with the same BS in 2027. They're trying to be a little bit more strategic this time about how they're going to come towards you. They're not happy with this circumstance of the Five of Pentacles. They don't like to lose. They don't like to feel alienated, and even feeling like a victim, and maybe you're not coming to their aid to apologize or reconcile. That's going to really make this person think about how they can get back close to you and maybe over your influence when it comes to 2027. So this is like someone who refuses to give up, okay? Yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number 3. And so I will see you guys very soon in your next one. Be great. Bye.